So we're trying a new camera today, and we have been playing Yamatai. And Gary managed to win by 1 point. Tell us how you did it, Gary.
It's a game where you have to try and do as well as you can every turn, and sometimes you can score 2-3 points. Sometimes you can score 6-8 points.
I don't think you score 8.
No, maybe not. At least 6. And coins for next to the building, so it could add up. But anyway, it's a game where you've got to try and maximise your go. It's lovely to look at, lovely pieces. It's clever. It works well as a game. There's a danger of analysis paralysis at the end because the options become difficult to see, especially when you're trying to maximise and at the same time maybe prevent somebody else scoring big on one of the speciality cards, which increase in their monetary value as the game goes on if they're not chosen. I enjoyed it, not just because I won it, but it's after a hard day at work. It's not the sort of cerebral outing that sort of drops you to the floor. It's it's something you can pick up. Steve gave us a pretty ropey rendition of the rules, but we managed to pick them up all right.
You didn't, everybody else did.
And yes, I won. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I'd give it. I'd probably give it 7.5 out of 10.
High praise, Christopher.
Yeah, very good game. Very enjoyable game. I think it suffers a bit. You can't really plan what you're doing because the previous person may well have taken the card you were aiming at or deployed around the island that you were hoping to do something at, and so there is a long pause for each player as they think of what they're doing when the turn arrives on them, and that there isn't a way around it in this kind of game where people can screw you over at the moment you're about to play something. But a very enjoyable game.
And Malcolm.
Welcome to Malcolm.
Malcolm, a new a member of a games circle. Malcolm, what do you think of it?
It started off a little bit slow, but as the others say, it's one of those games that realistically, it's not one where you can plan too far in advance because moves and everything else can be blocked off fairly quickly. So it does mean that you've got to think about it when you have your turn rather than plan too far in advance because of the way the game develops.
Garrett, if you mind, I shall finish off. Yes, well, I bought this because it was my birthday and Phil had promised me a game, so I bought it, and I liked it because it has a map, and I'm very prone to having a map, and it has a bit of a sense of movement because the boats kind of develop and you have to look across the board. So that was what attracted me to the game. My daughter and my son's girlfriend both liked the artwork very much, and I think it's very charming that way. It's not necessarily everybody's cup of tea, but it certainly attracted them. They haven't played it, by the way. They just like the artwork. And I think it looks good on the board. I think there's particularly the big temples and with the archways there. It reminds me a little bit of Tigris Euphrates, that kind of sense of grandeur of the game in that respect. But other than that, it isn't like Tigris. It's quite like a lot of games, you'd have to say, building up your position, spotting opportunities. But like a lot of games of Wonder games, it does fit together very well. It's extremely well produced, I think, and that keeps you happy, I think, as you go through it. So I think it's a strong game. I think I've said everything that needs to be said, and I hope we'll play it again because it cost me quite a bit of money. But I think it'll come out again. So good game. Well done.